No more missing. The age range for the 17 was from 1-year-old to up to 70-year-old.
Well, a day after a duck boat sank in a Missouri lake, killing 17 people, including 9 members of one family. There are now questions about weather in the area at the time, also about the safety of the tourist boat involved. Joining us now to just weigh in on this tragedy, Jeff Goodman, whose law firm represented the families of 2 victims that died in the Philadelphia duck boat accident. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It must be just horrifying to really relive this experience again. Talk about it.
It's unfortunately more of the same. The duck boats the dangers have been known since 1999 with the Miss Majestic sinking in Arkansas, where 13 people died, and the dangers of these canopies, which trap and drown people when they sink, were known. We saw it again in Philadelphia in 2010. And unfortunately, it looks like we saw it in Missouri last night.
Talk about the dangers in terms of you all's investigation. What are you all seeing happens, as families are on these boats? What tends to happen?
The problem is, and you've got to keep in mind, these are built on chassis from the 1940s. And when these break down or when these sink in some way, the problem is there's a canopy overhead. So if you have on a life jacket, when the boat sinks, the canopy traps you and it drags you down with it.
So it's like it's no need in wearing a life vest because you'll be trapped either way.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't have the life jacket on, you've got a better chance of getting out, but then you don't have the protection of a life jacket and you're stuck fighting the conditions. If you do have a life jacket on, you get brought up into the canopy and dragged down with the boat.
So is it right to tell folks that you shouldn't wear these life vests? Because you would think that they're going to save a life.
There's no good options. That's why these vehicles are fundamentally unsafe. They shouldn't be on our roads. They shouldn't be on our rivers. They shouldn't be used in tourism or any other industry and should be banned.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for talking to us. Now we want to bring in our meteorologist, Dan Zero, to weigh in on this horrible tragedy. Dan, tell us, what were the possible conditions that the crew was experiencing at this time?
Well, Nate, this was a hard-hitting squall line, a line of severe thunderstorms that was part of a bigger complex of severe weather that impacted the entire Midwest yesterday. First came the wind, gusts over 60 miles an hour reported in the area, some very heavy rain and lightning and thunder all over the place as well. It really was a nasty storm.
Then also, Dan, could there have been any warning signs should this boat have even been out on the water in the first place?
I don't know how they couldn't know that it was a severe weather day. Forecasts were out early. The severe thunderstorm watch was out in the early afternoon, and at 6:32 p.m., the National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning that specifically references Table Rock Lake, which is where the incident occurred. Everybody's phones would have been going off with that notification, and it said winds of 60 miles an hour will be possible, and unfortunately, that's exactly what came.
Just unbelievable. All right, thanks, Dan. We'll definitely see what develops from here on out.